I remember when I was in high school and my mom would work late at night. Some nights I would go into the TV room and turn on HBO and watch Lady Chatterley's Lover. I remember it vividly, just like it happened yesterday. Why? Because I had a fascination with this woman who was free enough to express that freedom and that sensuality in what we call sex. Through sex. If I knew then what I know now, which is sex is a part of the human experience, I wouldn't have been so confused about it, so in fear about it, so ashamed of my sexual desires. And there may be many of you out there. I know there are many of you out there because it plays out in the collective, in society, all over the world. These repressed, suppressed, unresolved sexual issues and desires that are hidden within, and they play themselves out in our health. For women, the sacral chakra, the second chakra, is the sex chakra, and that's just one thing that it regulates. But when that chakra is blocked, women can get fibroids as a product, manifestation of suppressing and repressing those sexual desires. Women can be frigid, and men, erectile dysfunction. And I will tell you, I'm not a medical doctor. If you are experiencing these things, please go to your medical doctor and seek medical attention. I'm an energy practitioner. And that's why I phrase it in form of the second chakra, sacral chakra. In society, when sexual desires are repressed and suppressed and unresolved, they play themselves out in the form of sexual assaults, rapes, right? Addictions to sex and prostitution, right? It plays itself out in people harming themselves, people projecting the resentment and anger and shame on others, right? We see it in the news, right? Spiritual leaders or religious leaders, because it's mainly religious leaders, the church, wanting to suppress that part of us that's just a part of the human experience. These campaigns about abstinence, they don't work. We're in these human bodies, right? We've come here to express joy and pleasure and ecstasy through these human bodies. The divine, our Creator, wants to experience pleasure through these human bodies in what we call sex, right? So we have to force those desires down, and enforcing those desires deep down, it creates ugliness. It creates health issues. It creates all this projection of violence, sexual violence in the world, because we cannot accept that that sex is a part of the human experience. We don't have to hold it up as this great thing to be attached to or not be attached to. It just is. It's a part of the human experience, like breathing, like seeing the sun rise and the sun set, like creating, painting, walking, right? Transitioning, a baby being born, all a part of the human experience. And that's all it is. But those who don't understand that, and those who fear it, given it power and made it ugly, created ugly words for it, made groups of people, created stereotypes for groups of people because they can't deal with their own sexual desires, right? Calling women promiscuous, sluts, because people can't deal with their own sexual desires. I couldn't deal with my own sexual desires, so I repressed it and suppressed it. And I had problems in my sacral chakra. I didn't know when I was young. I didn't know in my 20s and 30s and early 40s. It took me to my early 40s to realize, it took a partner shining light on me, with her issues regarding sex, for me to see my issues, because we're mirrors of each other. And I had to accept, right, that, wow, I've been suppressing these desires. I haven't enjoyed having sex because I enjoyed sex. But I suppressed that enjoyment of it and didn't enjoy it. Sex is not dirty. It's just a small part of the human experience, right? Sex can be used to create beautiful things in the world, right? Sex can relieve stress, right? In this chaotic world, sex can be a beautiful thing to create a new life. Not only a baby, but create and birth ideas, books, missions, callings, right? Sex can also be a form of play, having fun, right? Connection. Oh, it's a great form of connection, because when we are having sex, not only from a physical aspect, but mentally, with emotions, emotionally and spiritually, creating all the aspects, integrating all the aspects of our being, then we are one with another. We are one with spirit. We are one, period. Don't be ashamed to have sexual desires. Don't be ashamed to like sex. I like sex. And it took me a long time to admit that to myself and to say that to you now, but I must, because if someone would have told me, and probably told you long time ago, that sex is just a part of the human experience, and that's all it is. It's not this great big mountain that you have to shun. And those who are shunning it and making it ugly don't understand. Right? All the men and women out there playing their suppression of it out on others by touching them inappropriately. What they're really dealing with is their own unhealthy beliefs about sex that they've been suppressing all their lives, not knowing how to express it in a healthy, loving way, not knowing that it's not dirty, right? Not understanding that the divine wants to express itself through us in these bodies with another, having sex. And that's all it is. That's all it is. So stop this. Stop this nonsense. Stop this unconsciousness around sex. Don't make it this great big thing that you have to hide about yourself. It's beautiful. It can create so many things and heal us. It keeps us healthy and vibrant and glowing. Sex is a part of the human experience. Have sex in a healthy, loving way. Talk about it. Discuss it with your children and your friends and your prospective partners. Go back to your old partners, and if it was an issue, bring it up. Heal that aspect of yourself. Stop hiding your desires, right? Bring them into the light, and they will heal. You will heal. The collective will heal. Sex is a part of the human experience. Enjoy it. Thank you so much for your time. I sure enough love you. Namaste. Namaste.